Hello gamers. That's right, I'm in a different area, once again. And my head is shaved, but I've got a little bit of stubble. And there's this. I'm bringing the sexy back. Gamers! What is up? Vernon here, and if you're not familiar, this is Gaming Bytes, where we talk about the biggest gaming stories of the week, starting with... And the first thing I want to talk about is the PlayStation Vita TV. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, why don't you just buy an Apple TV? But Sony is coming out with their own version of that streams movies, television, and games, and allows you to play PS Vita games by plugging them into the PlayStation Vita port and playing it with a DualShock controller. So yeah, you can switch back and forth between your PlayStation Vita games as well as movies and television, so it adds a little bit more to the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita's connectivity and just plain mishmashing all kinds of gameplay together. So some games maybe you want to play on your PS4, you can take them on your Vita, or you can take your Vita to a friend's house who has a Sony PlayStation Vita TV thing. And you can see that I'm getting messed up because I'm trying to connect the dots here between the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation Vita, and the PlayStation Vita TV. So, you know, from the PlayStation 4, if you want to play like Knack or something like that, you can take it on your PS Vita and then take that game cartridge, plug it into the PlayStation Vita TV if there is a game cartridge for the PlayStation Vita version of Knack. You can plug that into your PlayStation TV at someone else's place, and I guess you can pick up where you left off. But you can also do that pick up where you left off thing from the PlayStation 4 to the Vita, so I'm not sure how that's going to work with the Vita TV. So we'll see what comes of that. There hasn't been a release date announced yet. So far, it's just going to be in Japan. Oh, also, it has 1 gig of memory as well as Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so essentially you really don't have to have any connections if you have high-speed internet, but you can also plug it in through an Ethernet port if you have Ethernet cables. So the PlayStation Vita TV is looking pretty interesting, and it is looking to compete with the Apple TV as well as Ouya, because Ouya is looking to have streaming services such as Netflix on its console. So we'll see how that works out in the months to come. Hopefully we'll get more details pretty soon, but I'm pretty stoked about it. I know last week I had a heart-to-heart with you guys about how I'm just like, you know, sick of all the gimmicks and everything like that, but this actually looks pretty good, and it incorporates 3 things that I actually like: movies, video games, and television. So we'll see how it works out. Let me know what you think about the PlayStation Vita TV, by the way, and are you getting the PS Vita at any point in time? Have you already gotten it? As well as the PlayStation 4, have you pre-ordered it, and will you be picking it up this holiday season? November 15th is when it comes out, so make sure you have your pre-order in, and yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below of the PlayStation Vita TV, because it's looking pretty interesting. Next up is sexism, because you can never have too much of that in the gaming industry. Actually, it's geared towards Grand Theft Auto 5 and the fact that they don't have many or any playable female characters in the game, that it's more male-centered than anything else, and they recently came out with statements to justify why it is a male-centered game. Rockstar co-founder Dan House basically came out in an interview with The Guardian to say that the concept of being masculine was so key to this story. And though you ladies won't get the leading roles that you wanted to in Grand Theft Auto 5, apparently in Grand Theft Auto Online you will be able to play as either gender. It just so happens that Grand Theft Auto 5 will be more of a male-centric game. Now, in this day and age when more women play video games than men, I'd assume that you'd want to appeal to all audiences, but I don't know, it's what we gotta deal with, I guess. But speak up, let them know that this isn't acceptable to you, if this isn't something that you like. For me, as it's coming out next week, the game's already done, I gotta say we really don't have much say in the matter as it is, as it stands, but in the future what we can do is create some dialogues with developers to say, hey, we want some more women to be centric characters in your games and stuff like that, and less of sex symbols and sex objects and stuff like that. So So Grand Theft Auto 5, next week, September 17th is when it drops, next Tuesday. So are you going to be getting it? Did you have it pre-ordered already, or are you waiting to see what the reviews are like? Either way, comment below, let me know what you think of it, and let me know what you think of just the lack of diversity in the gaming industry as a whole. I plan to do a video talking about it. Maybe we'll even do a live stream on holdtheline.com. Who knows? Leave us some ideas in the comment section down below. I'll look at them, see what I can do with it, and come back to you with a video. Next up is Assassin's Creed Liberation. You remember that PlayStation Vita game with the female assassin? Well, now it is having its own remastered HD edition that's coming out for PlayStation Network and Xbox Live at some point in 2014. Wait, what? Okay, so you mean to tell me that this game was an exclusive PlayStation Vita game that came out with the PlayStation Vita, actually came out with a PlayStation Vita bundle, and it was only for the PlayStation Vita, and you couldn't play it anywhere else because it was just on a PlayStation Vita, right? Now they're talking about a remastered HD edition of that same game for consoles, meaning Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. What the hell, Ubisoft? Now, I talked about cash grabs a while back when I talked about the 2DS, and now I find myself coming right back to that same situation with Assassin's Creed Liberation. Do you know how much it angers me to see this happen when it really, if you're gonna have an exclusive game for one console that came out, what, a year and a half ago? A year ago? I can't even remember off the top of my head. This is making me so angry. If you're gonna do one type of handheld console, just keep it for that one handheld console. It doesn't need to be remastered for the consoles. And if you wanted to remaster it for the consoles, why didn't you just put it on the consoles and have just like a Vita edition, a handheld edition of that game? Why not just do that? Do you really needed to advertise it as a handheld game specifically for one type of handheld system, and then a year goes by and then you want to put it on consoles? Do you really think you would have made less money had you done it for the consoles to begin with? You really think you would have made less of a profit if you had just said, hey, Assassin's Creed Liberation is coming out for PlayStation Network and Xbox Live when it comes out for PlayStation Vita? That never crossed you. Okay. And last but not least, we come to a subject that will make our resident media director Matthew Cross run up and start screaming with his fingers in his ears. Casey Hudson, Mike Gamble, they're back on Twitter talking about the new Mass Effect game and how beautiful it looks and how great it is that plans are coming together. What I wish for, what I hope for, is that they keep a low enough profile to where when they start saying things, they just show us screenshots, they show videos and everything like that. And I understand that they're proud of their game, but just keep on the track of just bolstering your game's hype and everything like that. Don't go talking trash and everything like that and mentioning Mass Effect 3, because you know that will only bring bad comments and chaos and comments and disrespectful stuff and death threats, although I don't understand why people send death threats over a video game. I hope that it works out for you, and I will be watching. I'll be looking forward to see what you have planned. I'm still a fan of Mass Effect, although still kind of bitter, but I'm getting over it, so we'll see what happens. But yes, to the fans, chill, okay? Just chill out, chill. The Iceman cometh! So Mass Effect 4, oh wait, I'm sorry, they said that calling it Mass Effect 4 will be a big disservice to the game, but until they give us an actual title, I'm going to call it Mass Effect 4. So, Mass Effect 4, what do you guys think about it? Are you looking forward to it? Did you just give up on BioWare and Mass Effect altogether last year, or are you coming around? Let us know, let me know in the comments down below. We'll have a good conversation about it. And folks, if you don't know, we had a live stream on Wednesday, September 11th, so we were talking about the music soundtracks that we had a specific love for, that were our top 5 and honorable mentions as well. Myself, Vega Goose, and Matthew Cross, we were on there. We were just talking it up and stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, that's been recorded at our Twitch channel. It's twitch.com, TWITCH.com Anyway, when you get there, when you get to the website, just type in HTL TV. Past broadcasts is what you would click on to check out our previous stuff. And this Friday, which will be the 13th of September, wow, Friday the 13th. Yep, we're going to have another podcast. It's going to be called The Verdict, and the topic that we're talking about pertains to being burnt out from the AAA video game industry and wanting something different. So we're going to be getting on. I'm going to be involved with that. So it's going to be Saturday by the time this video is posted, the 14th of September. So if you want to check that out, that will already be recorded on the Twitch channel, so keep an eye out for that. Also, Movie Talk has been changed to Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe it's GMT, that's UK time, which will be 10 p.m. there. So 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. in England. We're going to have a whole long podcast about the summer movie season and what movies we saw, spoilers included. So if you haven't seen, anything this summer and you don't want spoilers, unfortunately, don't watch, but, we're going to be talking about Iron Man 3, Star Trek, we're going to be talking about Fast 6, I couldn't think of any other movies. So be sure to stop by for that. That is this coming Saturday, September 14th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Otherwise, my name is Vernon Tuitt. I hope you enjoyed getting to it. Much love to you all, and I'll see you next time on HoldTheLine.com.